Alright guys, welcome. My name is Duncan Abdelnour. I'm the proprietor, owner, founder of FoamFest, the ultimate electronic dance home party. Just before we begin, any of you guys have high schoolers, had a high schooler? I hope you guys know that there's not a lot of options for them to do. They can either A, go out to a party, which hopefully they're not drinking, drugs, etc. No one wants that. Or they can go to a boring movie. So FoamFest kind of solves the problem of what do kids want to do, especially high schoolers. They can't go out drinking every night. They can't go out to clubs. They can't go out to bars. They can't do most of the things that say college students can do. There's not a wide variety of fun, cool entertainment that they actually want to do. So FoamFest is the ultimate outdoor electronic foam dance party. Pretty much, if you have no idea what a foam party is, it's like 95% water, 5% foam solution. It's kind of like a giant bubble bath. It's just a cool, unique event experience. FoamFest is a tested and proven event. We've had 2 events so far. The last one grossed over $6,500, netted over $6,500, grossed around $14,000. So we've tested it, we've proven the business model works. Kids want to do it. You'll see in some of the pictures, kids. They have a blast. All they want to know is when the next one's going to be. And most importantly, it's a drug and alcohol-free environment. We work with local police. We check everyone's bags. We make sure no one's not bringing anything that they're not supposed to have. So our goal is to develop FoamFest into a nationwide touring branded teen event. There's really nothing out there in the market right now that's for specifically teens. We want to replicate our system and do events, across the country. And we want to make sure FoamFest is a household name synonymous with the ultimate foam party. We want to be the only foam party in the market. So people aren't used to, we don't want people trying to knock our event off. If it's not FoamFest, it's not a foam party. A little bit about myself. I actually got my first DBA at the ripe old age of 14. Paint and Air Sports, there was an online paintball e-commerce store, and there's around the time eBay was exploding. So made some money off that, learned a lot. Just a lot of experiences. I then started a DJ and entertainment company. I was booking $1,500 316s. I was acquiring corporate accounts. And then senior year of high school, I saw there's a lot of areas have what you call a teen night. It's when there's like a nightclub that it's like a under 18 night. There's no alcohol, everything's taken off the shelves, and it's pretty much just like a teen dance party. Well, when I was like a freshman in high school, I used to go to these things all the time, but they ended around my freshman year in high school. And by the time I was a senior, I was actually teaching one in Connecticut. I'm from Westchester, New York. And so, I learned what the promoter did. I learned, how to market these events, and I learned that it wasn't very hard, and I, learned that they were cash cows. So when I was senior year in high school, I, rented like about $4,500 of my own money, rented out the Westchester County Center, sold out my first event for around 550 people, $20 a ticket. And that's really how I just started blossoming. I started Westchester Teen Nights. We did about $100,000 in sales my senior year of high school. Netted about $30,000. Fortunately, I made some poor investment mistakes. Lost about every single dime I had going into my freshman year at the University of Tampa. Kind of scammed, kind of just a terrible investment decision to go in like this hip hop concert. Lost all my money. Was actually forced to move back home after my first semester at UT. I learned a lot. People say you don't realize what money is until you've lost everything you had. So I was hungry. I was ready to work. I was just going to do anything I could at the time. So actually, the summer of 2011, I was working as a energy broker. I was selling door to door, streets of New York, knocking on doors, trying to hustle energy. pretty much, lock them in for a fixed rate, so and lower their utility bills. Making decent money, learned I could sell at that point. I was making good money, but I had the idea of, Foam Fest. It just popped in my head, and I quit my job, I spent the next month just knocking on doors, driving around all the state parks and everything. Any town park, I probably printed up at least 50, 60, event proposals, just trying to find a venue because, what I wanted to do was an outdoor foam party, so, I needed an outdoor space because there wasn't, really any nightclubs around in Westchester anymore or any, venue that could handle this in my particular area. So after about 30 days of literally driving around the entire county every single day, I finally found the Yorktown Fire Department. They were, gracious enough to let me in. What a lot of people don't know about volunteer fire departments are that they get zero funding from taxes. So all their money is, pretty much what they raise themselves. So we established a great partner. It makes them some money. Hopefully I can make some money too. This is the initial flyer for Foam Fest 1. Which was Saturday, August 20th, 2011. We grossed $10,000. My mistake was I spent way too much money, and these guys here, Disco Fries, Jimmy Jurassic, Donnie Klein, spent about $3,000 unneededly on, talent, which, they weren't big enough to draw a name, but they still costed me money to draw a crowd. So, I learned some mistakes there, but it was a great event. Everyone, had a great time. That moved me on to Foam Fest 2, which was this past summer. So funny story about Foam Fest 2. There was a Saturday night event, about 11:30 p.m. Friday night. I get a call from the guy who was supposed to do my foam machine. He says, "My truck broke down, I'm not going to be able to help you, sorry." So it's getting close to midnight, don't have a foam guy. It's like, what do I do? How do you have a foam party with a foam machine? So I was DJing, at a local bar too. So, I'm on the phone, I'm just calling everyone, Google searching everything I put on my iPhone. You should probably call at least 20 people just getting straight voicemails because it's like 11:30 at night. Miraculously, somehow, these guys out in Pennsylvania answered their phone. They had a foam cannon that, didn't available. They're actually leaving the next day to go out to Myrtle Beach. So I was able to, leave 6 o'clock in the morning, drive 4 hours out to Pennsylvania, pick up this foam machine, and drive it back in time for the event. We did about $16,000 in revenue, netted $6,500. Wanted to keep my costs low. Instead of, booking these big DJs and performers, I got local high school DJs, which, about 5 of them. So not only was it cheap or free, talent, they also promoted the event, and they sold tickets for me. So, that was great. Just kind of, too bad, the quality is not great. If you go to foamfeststore.com, you can see all the pictures and everything, check out our Facebook. That's just the stage we brought in. For me, that's we had a really good sound and lighting setup. I love big production. The bigger the lights, the bigger the sound, the better the show, and that's how you build brands. So a little bit about website we got built. We have online ticketing, data capture, social media integration. I've spent probably about the last 3 or 4 years looking for the perfect graphic designer. I think I finally found him. Like any of you guys who have any type of online web business, you know how hard it is to find the graphic designer that can draw, design exactly what you want. I've 3 years of searching, found a guy, awesome flyers, awesome, he builds my brand for me. A Facebook page, we have 2,100 likes. Everyone needs a strong Facebook fan page. It's the building block for your social media campaigns. Now, this is the main way we market is Facebook event marketing. What we do, it's a little blurry, but we're able to send out over 30,000 event invites and notifications to kids in our specific area. The way we're able to do this is, I mean, when I started with my team night company, you know, it was right around like Facebook was getting big, and I feel like I was one of the first people to really, you know, start sending out event invites for, you know, commercial use. We send out our initial blast, and then, you know, to around 5,000–6,000 kids that we have like through our different profiles and everything. And then after that, we say, who wants a free ticket? You know, who wants to get in free to FoamFest? It's going to take 5 minutes of your time. You can get in free. We'll send you a ticket. And then what they do, they invite all their friends on their Facebook to our fan page. So a typical high schooler is going to have anywhere from like 600, 800, 1,200 friends, and it's all people from their own high school and from the surrounding high schools that they're friends with. So that way, you know, it's very easy for us to hit 30,000 kids in, you know, a 30 or 40 mile radius, and they all know about our event. You know, as this says here, it's I mean, it's over 1,000 attending, over 26,000 have been invited, and this was, we had a couple other smaller pages for our event as well. Revenues, the majority of our revenues come from ticket sales. We've been, you know, keeping it kind of low at $20 a ticket, you know, for a one-time event. High schoolers, you know, $30 a ticket is not out of the question. And, you know, as you see, we do 1,000 people at $30 a ticket. That's $30,000 one event. Another thing we can look at is sponsorships. As you know, we solidify our brand and go around the country more. You know, Slurpee, for example, would be a great brand that wants to hit, you know, high school kids. Imagine having a Slurpee truck pull up to FoamFest and have them sample, you know, 1,000 Slurpees. Another thing we're getting into is merchandising: sunglasses, T-shirts, hats, glow sticks. Pretty much, you know, anything we can stamp with the label FoamFest. And vending, you know, depending on the venue, we can set up contracts to, you know, sell bottled water at, you know, $3 a piece, $4 a piece. You know, get a grill, you know, or sell rights to like a caterer, come in, hot dogs, hamburgers, etc. Potential, you know, kind of the company we're kind of modeling ourselves after is Dayglow. They're the pretty much world's biggest paint party. They're the paint party, we're the foam party. Dayglow mostly, you know, they focus on the college market, and I mean, they've got it cornered. They did about 4,000 people in Tampa last month. You know, these are all the tour dates. They're circling around the country, and actually they're circling around the world now. They have events in Europe, South America, Brazil. New York City, they did over 10,000 people at $90 a ticket. So I mean, that's $900,000 right there, just to see where, you know, the potential is in doing these, you know, huge branded events. What we're doing next is, I need to purchase my own foam machine. Cost is around $2,500. Probably get like 2 even maybe, just so we don't run into problems. Working on trademarking FoamFest. There's no current trademarks for the word FoamFest out there, so we're working on that. And Spring Tour, we're currently have deposits out in New York and Philadelphia right now for our Spring Tour. It's going to be April and May. Friday, Saturday nights. So, I mean, you know, 2 dates locked in April and May for New York and Philadelphia. We want to hit Boston, Baltimore, Orlando, Tampa. And in conclusion, FoamFest is a tested event that has the ability to explode throughout the entire country. I mean, there's, like, if you guys could only see the joy in the kids' eyes that, you know, like, just waiting in line. I mean, it's, you know, and there's nothing for me that feels better in the entire world than, you know, after the event is over and, you know, it's just the accomplishment of putting on a successful event. So, any questions?